I'm an insomniac, I'm an insomniac. God save our gracious Queen King Shit. Hi Nigel, it's been another day at Andrea's Singfest. Andrea loved her Wembley moment yesterday, which in essence did actually keep me awake, proving that I'm an insomniac as a winner. Yeah, she's leading the national anthem. Unfortunately, she said Queen and not King, although that's an easy mistake, I've done it myself. But lovely, and good that she did the little descant at the end as well. She's a one, isn't she? Oh, sticking with Andrea, remember when she did that eggy thing yesterday when she said Labour gave all the other Metro mayors some money, but not her and Luke? And then she asked the audience to boo. She was in her panto era then. Would you Adam and Eve it? She was wrong. They did give her and Luke money as well. Maybe the people in the conference knew that's why they didn't boo originally. How did the shirt signing go? Did anybody notice that none of your stuff was made in Britain? It was all made on the cheap in China. Now, I hate to say I told you so, but remember when I said the other day, I don't think it's wise having Dr. Malhotra as your go-to health person because he's got some interesting ideas. Lovely for the conspiracy theorists, though. Has he hypothesized that the COVID vaccine actually caused the royal family's cancer? Of course, this is utter nonsense, not verifiable at all, but that hasn't stopped him saying it at your conference. And he's the advisor on a company that you're in charge of. The highlight in the hall today was Lucy Connolly, who revealed that she would want to overhaul the criminal justice system because she recognised from first-hand experience that it was completely broken. Members of the cult with an L thought this was a brilliant idea, which has left me thinking, when is Rosemary West going to be in charge of child safeguarding for reform? It was the day of your one-to-one interviews with all the journalists, and they had so much to speak to you about this time. After all, it was just yesterday you said that as part of your deportation policy, you would be stopping the boats in just 2 weeks. A deportation policy that people had been waiting months for. One that Zia had said was going to be full of detail. But in just 24 hours, you'd already changed your mind. It wouldn't be 2 weeks to stop the boats. It would be 2 weeks after legislation you could stop the boats. That's right, Nigel. You used your old I'll get a big soundbite routine, but then I'll double back and put the detail in the next day. It's exactly what you did in Wales when you said, I'm going to open up the pits, I'm going to open up the steelworks. And then the next day went, well, it's an ambition. Back a few months ago, if a politician did a U-turn like that or changed their mind like that, everybody would say they were flip-flopping. That was the term, wasn't it? Starmer was flip-flopping. Now, though, you guys have decided that it's a strength to change your mind. In fact, Zia now quotes Winston Churchill to back up that theory, which was handy because you changed your mind on quite a few things, didn't you? Like that time you said that you'd bought a house in Clacton, but it turns out your partner had bought a house in Clacton, which meant that you saved the same stamp duty as Angela Rayner. You went on to tell Beth Rigby that it didn't matter that your partner had bought that house and not you. You said it was nonsense because sometimes you stayed there. Sometimes you stayed there. That's your house in Clacton, though, Nigel. And quite a few reporters asked you about the fact that your GB News money gets paid to a limited company. And I'm no tax expert, but I agree with Dan Needle here. I think there's quite a big case for GB News to prove that they need to be paying you as a company and not you as a person. Because a few years back, HMRC really clamped down on this because it came back to me. I remember this case being all over my industry press. Maybe HMRC should investigate because GB News would be liable for all your tax and insurance and stuff. For all your various flip-flops, though, there was no return on what you said the other day at Capitol Hill. It was interesting in this interview because you said there was nothing in it for you to go to PMQs. The thing is, though, Nigel, you're supposed to be there representing Clacton, not you. So I'm glad I've cleared that up. Maybe you can go a bit more often now. Speaking of flip-flopping, you've been doing it over should women be sent back to Afghanistan. But today you went on the record to say that yes, they should because you don't care about those women. What about the women of Epping, you said? You were very clear. You only care about British women. As an aside, I'm a little bit bemused why you keep saying that you're having lunch soon with the Prime Minister of Albania. Because you are supposed to be going to Albania because you lost that bet, didn't you? And this was the Albanian Prime Minister completely making you look a fool online. But you're trying to sell it like you're going over there to do some sort of deal. I don't know, maybe you're getting a new bathing suit. But look, at the end of the 2 days, you feel like you're united and everything. Yeah, it turns out Nadine has done an interview with the Mail and said that you should get into a coalition with Boris. And members of the cult with an L really aren't happy about it. Anyway, try not to worry about it. Otherwise, you'll be an insomniac. You'll be an insomniac, as you were.